Hello, my name is Heather Webb. Welcome to You Make Wholeness Possible. It's our monthly video newsletter for Children of Promise. This month, we're looking forward to some big things happening because of your generosity and some travel opportunities we have for the spring and summer.
When we say big things, we mean big. Just last month, we had our first ever interview visit to our new program in Guatemala. I had the privilege of leading that trip with my old friends from Salem Church of God in Dayton, Ohio. And for a new program, we were blown away by the work of our new directors, Alejandra and Irma, as well as committee members, Edgar, and leaders all around the country. I was really impressed by what I saw and feel that this will become one of our healthiest programs in the world in the coming years. One thing that surprised me on this trip, however, was the rise in human trafficking in the years since the pandemic. Poverty is the greatest driver of child trafficking in our world today. And I was so impressed with how our Guatemalan teams are providing safe environments for children who would otherwise be at great risk. If you're passionate about Guatemala, like we know many of you out there are, contact us to find out how you can get more involved, sponsor a kid, or even return with us in a few years for our next visit. While I was returning from Guatemala, our director Mike Webb was on his way to launch another new program in Liberia, West Africa, and to join a team of Americans in Cote d'Ivoire for child interviews. Both trips went very well, and Mike was so excited about the progress of both programs in reaching kids in great need. Check out this challenging experience that he had in Cote d'Ivoire and how the local Children of Promise volunteers are making a difference when it matters most.
I just want to share a real quick story from one of my recent trips to Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast in West Africa. The context of the Children of Promise program is in places of poverty where people do desperate things, and sometimes kids lack security, they lack safety. And so I just want to highlight this story that really focuses on the value of the volunteers who are extending care to the kids who are sponsored. There was a young girl who, unfortunately, her mother died, and in the wake of the death of her mother, her dad just had a lot of issues related to some mental illness and just struggling with coping through that. And the outcome of that was that he did something pretty unthinkable in abandoning his daughter kind of out in the middle of nowhere. The silver lining of that story is that just before that took place, the volunteers of our program who had been extending care to this young girl had just given her some supplies, and when they did that, they wrote their name and phone number actually on the package of things that they gave her and put it down inside the package. So when that girl was found by a stranger, they found the note with the name and the phone number of the volunteers and made a phone call. And because of that, she was able to be returned to her home where she could be cared for again by the volunteers and the remaining family members. And so it's a heartbreaking story, but it's a reminder of the value of our volunteers and the care that they take to make sure that kids who are growing up in extreme poverty are still experiencing a sense of safety and security where their needs are met with nutrition, with health care, with education, but more importantly, even spiritual nurture in a loving environment.
We have a few travel needs this month. April 14th to the 23rd, I am leading a team for our first ever trip to Zimbabwe, another new country, and currently am all alone. Poor Kyle. If you have the margin to jump on this trip last minute, let us know. Contact us at info@childrenofpromise.global for more information, or check it out yourself at childrenofpromise.global/trips. If you're looking to do something extra fun and make a difference, join our team for this year's adventure fundraiser in Costa Rica. Your trip costs include fundraising for our global programs, so get your friends, your family, your church involved. And on top of helping kids in poverty, you can also help us with our Costa Rican child interviews and see multiple memorable spots around the country on our adventure days. We will see everything from volcanoes to sloths, and maybe even do some surfing and hiking. People of all ages are welcome on this fundraiser, June 5 through 10. And if you want, you can even stay the second week and do the child interviews all around the country from the 10th to the 15th.
We are so grateful for all of the incredible people like you who invest in the kingdom of God through the ministry of Children of Promise. And we want to give back to you. Our team has worked hard to create tools to help your community connect with our mission and make your work easier. Here are a few ways you can get more involved in 2024. It is not too late to join the Rice and Beans Challenge. This free 5-day devotional guide will challenge families in your church to eat rice and beans for a week and donate what they would have normally spent on meals to kids through Children of Promise. We've even included a free devotional guide complete with recipes from around the world. Download the guide, have some beans, learn together about our mission. If you want some inspiration, check out some really fun cooking videos over on our social media with my little sous chef as we test out some of the recipes from our guide. Finally, don't overestimate how important church visits are for us. We want to connect your church to the mission you are already a part of. As you heard before, we visit churches every month. We can share a sermon or host an advocates training lunch. We can customize the visit for your schedule. Just don't wait, because the spring is already filling up. So there you have it. There are many ways to make a difference alongside Children of Promise. If you have questions about trips, training, rice and beans, Sundays, or whatever, don't hesitate to email us at info@childrenofpromise.global or call our office Monday through Friday. Let's reach the world together and make a big difference in 2024. Thank you for watching, and thanks for making wholeness possible.